Hi there! Welcome to week 9 of What Am I Even Vlogging About with Shrimpchu. If you're ever wondering why my lighting won't detect that my hair is still a bit red. It's faded, but they're still red. See, just the slightest angle. I was gonna, figure out what to vlog about, whatever. Have a little segment on kind of similar to how I organized my DVDs. I organized my CDs this week. I have more CDs than I ever remember that I do. Like, I think it's 100 and something. If you really want, you can count, and maybe while I'm editing this, I'll count and put in a little subtitle for the number, but I know it's over 100 because I counted on the day I did it, and now I don't remember. To most of my CDs. There's like the small collection that are from childhood, 11 years old, whatever, that are just, they're a little bit more distinct. And then there's all the rest of my CDs, which I mostly bought from like 13 to maybe 16, 17, and then there's a few I've added on since then, but the bulk of them are like the defining music of my teen years. And then there's the occasional little CD that's like, well, I mean, I heard one song on the radio and thought I kind of liked it and thought I might branch out in music, so I bought their album, and then I never really listened to it, and that was that. There's also a lot of Kerrang CDs. You can tell that my teen years I was a little bit into Kerrang. 2007 was a good year, apparently. There's all things in no like real particular order, but the last like sort of 2, 3, whatever number of bands are definitely strong favorites, and you are going to leave this video with no doubt what my favorite bands are. Or at least with it strongly narrowed down. Not that it's any secret, but just the amusing difference. You'll see. Then there's CDs where it's like, I liked their earlier stuff, I bought the next CD, didn't like it so much, and there we go. And there's a lot of where you can tell I just stopped keeping up with music so much, and it's at a point where some I've like kept up a bit. I've went back to sort of update myself with like Billy Talent, and now I can't find the album case of that one CD, Afraid of Heights. It's around somewhere. I also know there's a few CDs that are evading me, because I know there's a couple more, because I know I have more than one Emily Autumn CD, but there's only one here, so I have a little stash of CDs evading me somewhere. And I think you have like CDs that define not so much necessarily like your whole teen years, like most of these CDs are for me, but even say a specific season, specifically like one particular summer or a time frame, maybe relationship related or just whatever. Because the 1/ CD in this defines, I never actually remember if it is a summer 2012, is it summer 2013, summer 2014. I think it's 13 or 14, but I can never quite remember because I didn't notice this until my friend pointed it out. She was like, I always associate that album with like summer of doo-doo-doo, because when we were on the bus, you'd always be listening to that. And I was like, wow, okay, I didn't even notice that. And wow, you're noticing what I'm listening to. Wow, I'm unobservant. And there's the bands that you sort of just grow with. Because I feel like some of my sort of trends, tendencies, personality, phases, whatever, sort of, at least certainly some of my wardrobe phases sort of seem to sort of grow with certain bands and their sort of aesthetic. I also have a slight tendency of having favorite bands that break up. Although in the last few years, more of them have been getting back together, so that's nice. Now, if Kilhannah would like to join that list, that would be amazing. And there's a few. I'm not like a super collector on anything, because even my favorite band, whilst I have notably a lot more like singles and little bits and pieces of extras, I by no means have a sort of large completist collection. It's just like, oh, I found this, I'll get that. Oh, I found this, yes. But not going to any particular extra effort. And then I have a few little things like, I have a couple CDs that are signed, just, whenever bands put out like signed copies, you can order that, and I'm like, ooh, okay, yeah, that's nifty. Or in some cases, like I think it's You Mean It's Six's live show, the Final Line of Sin. I think if you pre-ordered it or something, I don't even remember specifically, you could get like your name in the booklet. So my name's actually in the middle of the very, very long list of that booklet. So that was cool for like, I don't remember what age I was then. Late teeny? I don't know. It was when I was still keeping up with them, because like You Me at 6 feel like definitely a band that defined my teens, because I was very into them, saw them live a whole bunch of times, and I still love, like, I still have the same sort of appreciation for them, but I haven't kept up. Like, I'm at least a couple of albums behind on them, and I mean, I might still like those albums, don't know, but I just haven't kept up. Like, I went through a couple of years where I barely listened to music at all. Like, I still felt the same sort of attachment to old stuff I had listened to, but I wasn't really bothering with listening to it much, and I definitely wasn't keeping up with anything as it was coming out. So I'm just sort of like a little out of the loop. It's like how I'm vaguely aware of Paramore's evolving sound, and I like the few singles I've heard, but I haven't dived in properly. Or like with Fall Out Boy. Also, speaking of Fall Out Boy, because you're going to see at whatever point, I own just a few CDs of theirs, but them, and the same goes for Panic! At the Disco's first album. Those CDs don't have cases, and the reason for that is because I didn't get them myself. They were my friend's, and then my friend was doing a clear out. I was like, hey, you want these? And I was like, sure. Which also leads to the ever-mounting confusion that I always thought I owned Panic! At the Disco's first album myself, but I realized that little me just borrowed it from my friend a lot. I say a lot. Once, and then MP3 players. But the Fall Out Boy, the first, like their Save Rock and Roll album was the first one I actually bought myself, because I was sort of like, whenever they were like current the first time, I mean, I liked them, liked most of their singles, but didn't really go beyond that, wasn't super into them. I don't know how much of that was having a friend that was obsessed with them, and whilst, you know, that friend was not overly annoying about them, there's just something about if someone's being like, you should listen to these, because I love them, I get very like, you can't push me towards something. You can show me it, and I'll, you know, make my own mind up, but if you're actively pushing me, I don't know, I'm like a little, got super glue shoes just stuck to the ground, like, but I'll get there on my own eventually, it's fine. I really liked them whenever they, you know, went in hiatus and then came back, and I really liked their stuff when they were coming back. I was like, holy shit, I like this more than like their old stuff. This is wowies. I just find it kind of, I don't know, interesting, amusing, whatever, a thing, because like, I feel like teen music, yes, music, my defining feature, and then there's me now who's like, these bands mean a lot to me and shape my personality, but I'm also not like, I'm more passive, but maybe that's just getting older than anything else. I even got rid of some things that I was like, I feel like I was quite attached to at a point. I'm not attached to anymore. It was Bring Me the Horizon. I got rid of, I think it was all of them, if not most of the Bring Me the Horizon CDs, because I was only really attached to Suicide Season. I liked Count Your Blessings, but Suicide Season was the one that I was like, yes. And I liked the other stuff, but just not to the same extent, or didn't listen to it as much to form as much an attachment, give or take, depending on the albums. And I'm going to be proud of me, because I'm the kind of person that like gets attached to everything and then goes, oh, but can I get rid of that? And then there was the other things where I was like, yeet! I'm sorry, the enemy. I have nothing against you, but I don't really, that's, you know when I said about the stuff you buy because you heard one song and you went, oh, maybe I could branch out in my music interests, and then never listen to it again? Yeah. Also, this whole video has reminded me of like the good old days when you go into HMV and find the really not metal, like pop rock, rock, alt rock, whatever, but definitely not metal bands in the metal section of HMV, and it was just like, wow, what is your deciding factor for organization? What? Feel free to leave a comment about whatever music you like, or if you have CD collections or even vinyl collections or just anything. Maybe you have an extensively curated MP3 library, you know, you tell me whatever you want about music. You can also tell me about plushies. Like, I'm not gonna say no to plushies. Do I look like someone who says no to plushies? Because I am not someone who says no to plushies.